So this is the command to the Christian, verse 12. Let not therefore sin reign in your mortal body to make you obey its passions. Let's draw some implications. Previously, Paul tells us that in Christ, life and grace is what reigns us. It's what controls us. In other words, Christ reigns us because He is the source of life and He is the source of grace. He is grace and He is life. Christ has come to us and He has dethroned sin for those of you who are in Him, and He has taken care of death from your lives. But there is a challenger still at large. There is one who still would seek to have you. There is an enemy, one who seeks to reclaim his throne, a deposed king who wants revenge. Sin is that enemy. But we cannot step aside, Paul says, and we cannot allow sin to return to reign. We are called to fight it. We are called to fight. He says, do not let sin reign. It's an emphatic command. And Christ is worthy of such a battle to be waged in His honor, in His name, for His glory, because of Him. Paul's proven that in the first 5 chapters. Dead to sin, alive in Christ. Hopeless, no hope, no chance at eternity. Christ brings life, rescues us, turns on the light. All these different ways Paul has said it. So we do not let sin reign. We must go to battle against our mortal body, against our flesh. What then is under attack? Where's the battlefield? The battle, Paul says, rages for your mortal body, or you could even say that includes your mind. For this, what's here, what's remaining, what's waiting to be glorified? The battle wages before Christ's death has its grip on you. Your soul is now kept in Christ. But sin, using the temptations of Satan, is still trying to tear down your body because it is the only area in which he can have any sort of foothold in your life through tempting you to sin against the God who has shown you mercy and who has shown you grace. Paul makes very little of our adversary of the devil and very much of the sin that's in us, the flesh that still wages war against us. What's the end goal of sin's attack on you? What's the end goal of sin's attack on all of us? It's obedience. That's the end goal of sin and temptation. It's obedience, but not to Christ, to self. The end goal of the attack of sin is obedience to self, to tempt you to obey the passions of your flesh, of your mortal body. And that's not just limited to sexual lust or desire. This has at its root a very covetous nature that we give into that prompts us to want things we don't have, or pursue a pleasure we feel that we need, or entitlement for things we think we ought to be given and that ought to be due to us. So we're not to obey the desires of our sin. Sin is at war with us. And Paul dwells on this theme a great majority of chapter 6. This is violent, take no prisoners, give no quarter warfare that we are called to against our sin.